So I'm always wondering about what's going on for other people. Like, why do you do the things that you do? And a lot of times, I ask people if they seem cool and smart. I'll say, "Hey, why did you make these series of decisions?" If it seems boggling to me. And I get a lot of times, because I've done some videos on people that appear to be possessed. A lot of people make these long series of decisions, and they don't know why they made them, or they say they don't know why. And I talked to somebody recently that struck me as really intelligent, and he took my question seriously, and he tried to work out what was going on in his mind as he was making a series of decisions, because it was like one thing was leading to another based on what he was doing. And so he must have been thinking, I'm doing this so that this will happen. Except what we came to the conclusion of is that he doesn't really remember making any of those decisions, which might mean that, like we do a lot of stuff by rote. We do a lot of stuff, muscle memory. We respond to things if it's similar to something else. That's the thing that might lead you to do something completely different and unusual than what's applicable for the situation. It's because it's just similar enough to something else that you behave that way. It would have been fine if you would have been there, but you weren't. You were here, so now it's bizarre. And so I was like, I'll never get to the bottom of it. And then I just was listening to this study about the pleasure centers of the brain, and that people were in an MRI having their pleasure centers recorded, and they were given wine. They said, this is a $6 cheap wine. Let us know if you don't like it. We'll see if we can find something else. And they're like, oh no, this is quite good. And they'd see, actually, their pleasure centers respond. And then they gave them the next test group. They said, we have a donated bottle of $600 Chateau d'Earl. And like they kind of like just made it sound like this is a really rare, unique thing, and you're going to be the only one that gets it, because there's only enough for you. It's a small bottle, that kind of thing. So the pleasure center lit up. So this person was experiencing, it was the house wine. This person was experiencing the exact same thing, made to believe it was something else and special and unique, and had a completely different reaction to it. Which leads me to believe that our brains, like we don't know what's going on in our brains, and our reality, even right down to how we feel pleasure, is so easily manipulated, pathetically easily manipulated, that someone could just say you're having a bottle of $2 Chuck, or someone could say you're having a bottle of $80 Chateau d'Earl, and your life's different. Which brings me back to, like, I kind of wonder what goes on for people, and I often get frustrated by the people who say, oh, I just don't know, and I think they're being lazy. But now I'm starting to really think that they really don't know. That we all just kind of respond to things, and our responses might not have anything to do with what's happening at the moment. We might be responding to something similar, something in a completely different situation. Or our responses might be to what we think is happening rather than to what really is happening. Just we're like reality challenged.